lovely and talented Hugh Jackman is making his way here.
Oh my God, that's him. He's an
A-lister.
A-lister. He's walking in.
This is
Big
a real-
cool.
There
Holy
he
shit.
is. Come on in,
Hey,
sir.
you.
Hey,
Take a seat right over there.
How are you, man? What's up,
How
man?
are
Nice to
you?
meet you.
Good to see you too.
Hugh Jackman,
gang.
look at this.
Is this all good? We're all
Oh,
good.
we're all good. There's headphones if you need.
Nah,
if need be.
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. We're not going to waste time taking phone callers when we have Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
here.
of course not.
That's for sure. Screw the listeners. We want to talk to you. My God. All right, this new movie you're in, Prisoners. It twisted. Very, very dark.
Yeah, it is very dark. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. Tell us about it, please.
Well, the basic story is two families get together on Thanksgiving Day. It couldn't be more normal or average. And about 8 minutes into the movie, the girl's like, "Oh, we're going to go out and play, Daddy." And before you know it, we don't know where they are. And so the rest of the movie is trying to find them, and it's as intense as it should be. And let me tell you, reading and doing the research, looking into it was about the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Even reading it was hard. But, it's just so heartbreaking to read what happens to people, what happens to families.
You researched it that deeply where...
Yeah. I like to research it anyway to give you things to do as
Sure.
an actor, but I came away with this not with, I want to do this, I want to do that. I literally came away going, this is going on right now, and I really owe it to the people going through it, not that they're going to see it, but to actually do it as truthfully as we can and respectfully. And there's a version of this movie that could just be just sort of exploitative or glorify the violence of it or just become like a revenge thriller.
Sure.
But
Right.
I think it needed to be more than that.
Did you speak to anybody who'd been through it?
No, I didn't, because I read, did hours. There's a lot of videos, there's a lot of books, but I just felt weird making someone go through it as, hey, I'm Hugh Jackman and I'm an actor. Can you talk to me? And there's enough there to go through.
Yeah.
Plus, as a parent, it doesn't take much to understand.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. As a parent, was it kind of disturbing just imagining that? I can't...
Yeah, my character has this line in the movie, pray for the best, prepare for the worst, right? And I'm more of a just pray for the best kind of guy. I forget the other bit. Because as an actor, I'm spoiled. Someone does it for me, right? They tell me what to wear. I didn't decide any of this.
Well, it looks great, Hugh, I must say.
Yeah, thank you.
You look fantastic.
Yeah. And boy, do you smell good. I had to say it. It smells terrific.
I did that bit.
Oh, you did that.
But I think it's... what were we talking about?
I know, right? The parent angle and the...
Yeah.
Well, what the hell.
Anyway,
How people do things for you.
Yeah,
Well, no, that's right. Pray for the best, prepare for the worst. But after this movie, I'm more in the preparation sort of zone.
Yeah,
I do
okay.
think about it more. I do think, not that I want my kids, no, obviously kids can't see this movie, but I do want them to know about it and know about possible dangers and to be aware.
Yeah.
You're one of the most varied actors. It's amazing the range you have. The only other guy that I think plays that range is maybe Gary Oldman. It's like from Les Miserables to Wolverine to it's like you really... There's nothing you just don't seem to want to do.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing under here. I'll do anything to stay employed. I'll do anything, man.
But
I even
you're
dressed
never
up
going
in
to
a
typecast.
6-foot koala suit for about a year, promoting that. That was for $12 an hour. Trust me, I'll do anything.
Really?
Yeah, and the person before, I think, had thrown up in it.
Oh.
That was not.
You're not worried
$12
about being unemployed? Hugh Jackman's not worried about being unemployed.
Maybe
Come
not
on.
right now, but
okay, you're doing good.
That's
Oprah loves you.
But people will never get bored with you, and they'll never get sick of you because you can't be typecast or like, oh, he's doing that again. It's always something different, which is amazing.
Well, it's sort of what I love, and I think actually part of the good thing about growing up in Australia and getting into the business in Australia is there is no genre. There's no I'm just going to make a career in Australian action movies because there's one made every 3 years, right?
Right.
So you got to do theatre, you got to do everything. I mean, a lot of people don't know Russell Crowe did musicals in Australia when he started, and we all do TV and whatever.
Well, yeah, he's got that band that he goes around with,
exactly,
and stuff. Now, as far as music goes, was the acting or music first with you?
Acting.
It was acting.
Oh yeah, when I graduated, I did theatre school, like straight theatre school, and where I was at, there was a musical theatre school as well. They're all still really annoyed with me. Man. We did that bit. What are you doing taking our jobs? But when I first went for a musical audition, I thought my agent was on drugs. But, I was straight out of school, and I was like, yeah, I'll go for anything, And that was Beauty and the Beast.
It was Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and they couldn't find a 6-foot guy who was sort of big enough to play the part, and so I went in and went for it.
Did you just have to sing in the room cold?
Mate, luckily I read first, and I remember it very clearly. I had to read the scene and then sing. And when I read the panel, I could see they were like, yeah, yeah, this could be the guy.
Oh, God, he better
and
be
then
able
I
to sing.
sang, and I could see their faces fall like, and so I'm the only actor, I think, ever in professional history to have it in his contract that I had to have a singing lesson once a week. And they paid for it.
Wow.
So for 12 months, I had to go and do it, and I had to check in, and I learned how to sing during the
Chris,
show.
you did. You're like, obviously, we've seen you on the Tonys and stuff, and you do a great job singing.
Yeah.
And that wasn't, I thought that was like kind of a natural ability.
No, learned.
No, you had to.
All learned.
Do you know
Never
how
learned.
good looking you have to be for them to go hire him? We'll teach him to sing.
You don't think they would teach you to sing, Jimmy?
No, not even if they needed like a mushy guy who blinks a lot and sings. Would they hire me to sing? and by the way, the
Mushy.
mushy. Just me. I'm just mushy.
Mushy.
Oh, he thought it meant so. He was hoping it didn't mean what it actually meant, which is that I'm just physically fairly disastrous. And the Tonys is alive.
Yeah.
Is how horrifying is that to
The first time I was pretty freaked out by it.
Yeah.
But I'd done a lot of theatre. That sort of was my background. But the great thing is you walk out to 7,000 people at Radio City Music Hall, and they are just so excited. I mean, I did that 3 years in a row, and then I was asked to do the Oscars, and I never would have done the Oscars if it wasn't for the Tony Awards. But I always remember the crowd in the house is just so there for you. They are up for it. It can be really deceiving because you can be bombing and you won't know. You really don't know. And remember the Oscars? Remember that famous Snow White, Rob Lowe thing, right? Everyone says is the most disastrous opening of the Oscars.
Right, yes.
And people say, watch this as what not to do, right? And I watched it. And at the end, standing ovation from the crowd. And literally, when I did my opening of the Oscars and they stood up, I was like, oh, shit, Snow White. It's over.
It seems really hard at award shows too. They a lot of times they have very scripted things that they're reading off teleprompter, and it just seems like a really hard thing to pull off. Like even for great actors, it's just like, so what do you think it'll be? I don't know, Betty. What do you think? That seems
It's
like,
really cringing sometimes.
Yeah.
No, and people, the worst thing you can do is people throw the writers under the bus. Like actors, don't you hate that when actors, they haven't prepared, they haven't done anything, so they're doing the...
Squinting.
Roll. Oh, the writers. I'm like, man, John Travolta taught me this. He said, he says, when you turn up, you turn up. If you're not going to turn up, don't go.
Right.
And he said there's a kind of trend sometimes. Some people think it's cool to mumble and make it look like you don't care, or I'm not part of this teleprompter award thing. And he goes, if you like that, you don't go, man.
Mm-hmm.
People at home, you're part of showbiz. This is showbiz.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to do it, don't. And I think he's right.
So be professional.
how long was that last? Sorry, and how long was that last opening number for the Tonys? How long did that run? That was a.
As far
Neil
as
Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, how long was that?
That went
I don't
on
know,
for
but
like a
That
while.
was like...
How long of a rehearsal would somebody have to go through to have that work?
I got to tell you, Neil. I know Neil because
He's
I
amazing.
did a little part with him in it, and he literally moves his whole family to New York for 5-6 weeks before the Tonys. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. 5-6 weeks, he watches every show. He starts looking through. He starts, and we did a bit together, and we didn't really know what it was, and he kind of made it up. He actually devised the whole thing. So he works really hard at it. It's a good, solid 5-6 weeks.
Now, when you watch something like that, will you go like, all right, I don't want to host anymore, or will you go, okay, or you watch it and go, I'm going to be better than that when I do it?
I certainly don't think I'm going to be better than Neil, because I think that guy's owning it. I think that guy is.
That open was ridiculous.
He's fantastic.
It was
man. The guy's-
unbelievable.
He's great because he can sing, dance, but he's quick and funny, and he keeps it going during the. I think he's right up there with the Billy Crystal. To be honest, I think he's great.
Yeah.
But I often think I'd like to do it again. But, maybe I'll just put a few years in between Neil and myself.
Yeah.
You wait for someone to really bomb because it'll happen.
Yeah,
I'm
and then-
smart enough to know. Don't go straight on after Neil.
Hey, as far as working out goes and stuff, you've been on screen where you look slight, and then you've been on screen where you look like you've been. You're an Olympic weightlifter.
Are you talking to me or Hugh?
Jimmy Norton. Okay. Yeah, of course I'm talking to Jim. What kind of regimen do you need when you're doing like Wolverine and?
It's now I know what it is. It's taken me 7 movies to really work it out, but it's really you need a year.
A year.
Yeah, you need a year. I'm 40, about to be 45, so you just can't change your body that quickly if you want to put on muscle and keep fat off. It's relatively easy to put on weight, muscle, and fat at the same time because you just eat everything in sight. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Really, they say 1 pound of muscle a month is all you can gain if you're not going to gain fat. So you need, go put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle.
Wow.
And so you need 3 hours a day. You need to eat 5,000 calories a day, a very strict.
And 3 hours in the gym
Yeah.
a day?
What's that?
3 hours of the gym a day?
Yeah.
Would you do things like I heard Edward Norton was doing like meat shakes when he was doing American History X, or just these awful
I've
things?
heard of people doing that. Like they can't eat the tin tuna anymore, so there's one guy I know put it in a
Blender?
mixer blender,
Yeah.
Right.
and blended it up to thinking it'll go down easier, and literally just threw up immediately.
Yeah.
Like the,
Yeah.
the tuna
Yeah,
fish
how do you-
milkshake.
Yeah, it's not a good beverage.
Yeah.
Tuna
No.
fish.
You know,
Now-
and
now
people
when-
think you can just do protein shakes, but you can't. You can supplement with one maybe, but you really got to do the food.
When you're not doing a role that requires you to really bulk up,
Yeah.
do you still have to pay attention to what you're eating all the time?
Well, it's interesting. I've always known there's another Wolverine coming. This is the first time in my life where I don't know. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm doing another one.
wow.
I've just finished shooting X-Men Days of Future Past. There's no script for anything further. I'm not sure
Right.
if they want me. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
So you eat a few donuts now? Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of frightening to me how much I enjoy it. I could easily go off the wagon. Yeah.
How have comic book fans treated
The
you?
vodka here is fantastic. No.
Has the response to you been good? Because the comic book fans can be very, very
mate, they are
harsh.
They're very
They're
critical.
brutally honest. I actually love that.
Yeah.
As an Aussie, I like to get it straight. So, they generally, I think they really dig the Wolverine. They liked it. They liked the direction they're going, and they didn't dig the first one. And they'll all tell me.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And even the ones who are sort of being polite before will say now, oh, thank God for the Wolverine, man, because we didn't like the last one. They just didn't like whatever. They were expecting a movie more about the character, and there were a whole lot of other mutants, and they were
Right,
about
yeah.
that. But ultimately, they've been very, very supportive,
Yeah.
and thank God, because they would spit on me in the street. And,
Yeah.
fair enough.
They are. Oh, my God, are they brutal?
Yeah.
Well,
By the way, I don't read the blogs, comments.
No, huh?
I don't go there.
yeah, it's like I don't either. I mean,
jeez.
I mean, seriously
Use
about it.
everything.
It's hard. Well, yeah, I do. But I mean, it's horrible to read all this.
But you do
negative.
read it?
Yeah, because I try not to, but then all of a sudden I'll read one negative thing and I'll be like, I'll look them up and be like,
Wait.
oh, fuck it, I just can't. It's so stupid to put that energy into such nonsense. It's who cares?
It's good to know Hugh Jackman has haters, though.
Yeah,
Makes our lives a little easier.
But it also makes it depressing. Like if there's people that are bashing you, it's like we have no shot at anything.
We have no hope, right?
There's people criticizing that performance.
Oh, God.
People just like to criticize. I don't know.
Does it get to you
What
on
do you
Twitter
do?
and stuff like that? He's a real Hugh Jackman on Twitter.
Yep.
And does it get to you? Do you read all the mentions?
I don't read them all, obviously, but I went onto that because I was doing a one-man show in San Francisco, and I wanted people who were into. I know a lot of people don't know I ever sing and dance right before Les Mis, so I wanted them to know I was doing the show, and so now I'm in a relationship. But I feel like, oh shit, I didn't know I was getting into a relationship. I'm in a relationship now. And they're mad. Well, you haven't tweeted in a week. I'm like, sorry. Let's go on a date. Whatever you want. Flowers. It's sort of,
all of a sudden now you're, you have to deal with
I have to
these
say,
people.
my wife says, I'm sorry, babe. I'm tweeting. I'm sorry. I need to give him full attention.
Or if you retweet one person, they all want to retweet. Like if you're retweeting him, it's my birthday too. It's like, all right,
But
dude.
ultimately, I think it's fun. I think it's probably a good thing. I think if you got something to say, you can say it. You can shoot something down. If
That's
it's,
true. It is odd that people have such accessibility to celebrity now. It's years ago we always talk about that, how you would have to write a letter to Clark Gable or something and actually address it, mail it.
Yes.
It would have to get through an army of people.
Yeah.
And now you could just be like, but
by
you
the way-
suck.
But look, people often say, when I wrote to Clark Gable, I got a letter back and a signed photograph. He was such a gentleman. And I'm like, it was so easy back then.
Yes.
Clark Gable had no idea he got
None.
letters. No, there were people in the studio just signing them up.
Right.
You
15
see,
people signing them up.
what's that Joan Crawford movie, Mommy Dearest, where they're out by the pool. She's got like 5 people sitting around signing her pictures and dumping them in
Throwing 'em in
envelopes.
the-
Yeah.
in the mail.
I gotta tell you, this isn't even a question. It's one of these awesome things or something. The Prestige has to be on my top friggin' 5 movies
Yeah,
of
I
all
love that
time
movie.
list, and I think it's an underrated movie.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
that to me should have been huge.
Yeah, no, it's made by the great Chris Nolan, Batman fame, and I thought it was great too. I think a couple of things happened. There was a hit that came out a few months before, The Illusionist.
The Illusionist
With Ed
came
Norton
out,
in it,
right?
and that was a hit. And it was like
It was
a magic
confusing.
movie.
A magic
that it
movie.
came out and everyone saw it, and then ours came out and it was like, you guys caught
Yeah.
the illusionists.
Right.
And it was they were so different.
It's interesting. I get a lot of people come out to me saying talking about that movie.
I've turned so many people onto that movie, and when they watch it, they're just like, "That's a fucking fantastic movie."
Yeah, it's a
Christian
great
Bale
script,
was
yeah.
amazing in
David
it, and
Bowie and
David
Michael-
Bowie.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
It was
a great,
Michael Caine.
yeah.
It's a bloody double. Fantastic
I
though.
learned a great thing from him on that movie, by the
Did
way.
ya?
We were doing a scene together, and the crew, bless you, the crew were laughing at something out loud. And everyone goes, great, let's move on. He goes, no, let's go again. We've got to go again. I said, why are you going in there? It was great. And he goes, mate, if the crew are laughing, it won't be funny on film. He
Whoa.
said, funny on film has to be smaller, way smaller. Otherwise, it's too big for the screen. Yeah.
And then he
Little
just
tip.
said, what do you know?
I said, man, people are laughing. I'm there. I'm done. What are you talking about, Bob? The grip, he laughed.
Grip is laughing. Come on.
Wow, what an amazingly smart way to look at it.
Right?
Yeah.
The crew laughing, it might be good for the ego in the moment, but it's not what you're going for. That's,
Right.
Wow.
There you go.
It's pretty brave.
Yeah.
To think that way, right?
All I would want to talk to Michael Caine about is how attractive he was in Dressed to Kill. What a great movie that was. When he's running around with the wig, slashing people.
course.
Oh, he's just fantastic.
Well, you know what movie there aren't many laughs in, I got to say. Prisoners.
It's
See,
not,
I'm bringing
it's not
it-
a romantic comedy.
I'm bringing it right back
And
around.
It's a really good
gentle
movie,
segue.
man. I don't know if
Yeah.
we even promoted it
and
properly.
it's
but
in
it's a
theaters.
really good movie.
It is this Friday, obviously the
Right.
20th, and Jake Gyllenhaal is also.
He's awesome.
Oh, right. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's in
It's
it.
really fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a great cast. Paul Dano, Melissa Leo, and Terrence
Yeah.
Howard, Viola
That,
Davis.
that creep. Oh, my God.
Yeah, don't give it away.
No,
man.
I'm not saying a word. I am not.
Are you, when you film something like this, are you nervous the first time you see it, or do you kind of watch the dailies, or do you never watch them?
No, I'll occasionally watch. They'll have monitors on set, and I'll occasionally watch that. But I watch it less when you're with a great director, because at the end of the day, the hard thing about acting is it's a director's medium. It's not your job. You do your job, and you give them 5 options of a scene, and they choose their one. You don't go. No one invites the actor into the editing room. Just
Right.
say, which one do you think's best?
Yeah.
Are you happy with this one? So it's always a little nerve-wracking because, unlike stage, you're giving your performance to someone else to edit and chop and change.
Have you ever thought, like, oh, man, I wish they would have used another take?
Occasionally, to
Yeah.
be really honest, quite often I'm like, man, that scene was not as good when we shot it as they made it. You know?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I've been lucky. Good editors can make things funny, and I go, I don't remember that being
really?
funny at all. Yeah, with timing. They
Wow.
can fix your timing if your timing's off. They can cut things that really don't work. If your acting sucks, they just
Amazing.
play on the other actor so no one notices,
They're the most underrated
wow.
people in Hollywood, by the way, are
100%.
editors.
Yeah.
The most difficult thing is that.
Breaking news. We heard you want a Cronut.
Yes.
This is a Cronut creator.
Are you kidding me?
No, Dominic.
He's the guy?
That's the guy.
This is so bizarre to me because I go past your shop and they are around the block and I think I wouldn't mind one, but I'm not going to wait there for anyone else.
Exactly.
In fact, did you come to
I've been
me?
told you came to the bakery.
Huh?
So many people told
Oh
me.
no, I go by there many. No, what happened was at one point I wanted one and I went there. I was waiting, and then someone waited for me and all of that.
Oh, okay.
Someone actually who worked with me went to go in. Sorry guys, we've hijacked the
No,
show.
that was
Go
great.
ahead.
'Cause-
How many cronuts are there, by the way?
There's 3.
Well, this is awkward.
oh boy, this is just
This is
4
really
people.
awkward.
You're a guest,
Please.
so you get
You take
Oh really?
Have a cronut.
With the fig. Look at this.
Is that what that is?
It's the flavor for this month. We change the flavor.
Hold on, let me get a
pass
mic
the
on you
cronut
there.
right now.
With the honey glaze.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
thank you.
No, thank you.
Enjoy
He's
it.
just gonna-
Oh, my
I'll go
God.
with the fig.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman
Cronut.
is trying a Cronut.
Pretty good. Is it a good? Well,
I'll cut a piece off of him.
Jelly
Charlie.
on the inside. Then
There's a
I really,
jam in there and mascarpone cream.
I really do guess he's not doing another Wolverine.
Now,
Hugh,
He's shoving cronuts in
now
his
I know
face.
why.
that's an hour in the gym you just did.
Yeah.
That's an hour.
That's
an hour.
just 5 minutes.
For a minute. Yeah, I'm going to leave the rest of the gym.
Yeah.
I'll eat it while I'm at the gym.
Okay, right.
He has a souffle too. His new
Oh
creation.
well.
This is his new
I brought you
creation.
something here.
Did you have some? It was good.
Oh my
The
God.
magic souffle.
Yeah, good.
So it's a souffle that is uncollapsible. It's a portable souffle. It's chocolate souffle with Grand Marnier. It is encased inside orange brioche.
Fantastic.
Something really, really fun. You have to try this.
I will try that.
Oh my God.
I have to. Now. I have to.
I have to.
Do you want to try
It
it now?
sound like, no, you have
It
to.
does sound like a threat.
Yeah, really.
You have to try it now.
Sorry, I'm going to have to twist you arm.
Yes.
What is your name, by the way?
I'm Dominic.
Dominic. Tommy, congratulations on creating
Thank you very
literally
much.
the most sought-after piece of food in the city.
Isn't that crazy?
Have you been down there in the morning? 7
There's
a.m.
lines of people.
The block. 7 a.m.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You should just open up a
Do
factory
you have
that
like a
just pumps them out.
nightclub mentality? Like, do you think, you know what, we really, we could have them all in the shop, and I'm going to keep them out there waiting and just
Rope the
create
place off.
Yeah, rope it off.
Well, we keep creating pastries all the time, and we are getting more and more people every day. So
Only
it's
inviting
great.
the beautiful
Keep everyone
people.
excited,
Yeah,
and that's just love it.
I can see why they're excited.
I'll be honest, that was really fantastic.
Yeah.
The Cronut was fantastic.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Was
It's
it?
worth the wait.
Yeah, it was a damn good bite of food.
Well, we didn't have to
Damn
wait
good.
though.
Now,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
I can
That's
pick
the
up.
souffle.
This you can pick it up and just like
The hell is it? That
That's
is
the new
odd
creation
looking.
from the Cronut guy.
It's a.
It looks like something.
Oh, my
it looks like
God.
something
Look
the
at
great
inside of that.
Danton would use.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's-
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
oh, look at that! Sharing a souffle.
the magic.
Is it
souffle.
good?
That is really cool. The portable souffle.
Wow.
Wow.
See, that's now I've got something to take home that my family can be happy with.
That's another hour in the gym, though.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna be at the gym all day now.
Just another
good
5
point.
minutes.
It's not exactly. It's not much.
By the way, the nerve of me. Hugh Jackman takes a bite, so I'm like, it's okay for me too. Like we have the same bodies that we're working with. That's what you do. Well, I'll eat something and I'll see somebody in perfect shape eat it. I'm like, oh, if Hugh
Well,
can
if
have
he's
it, so
eating
can
it,
I.
I
Yeah,
can,
sure.
you know.
By the way, I'll
Tack
give you
on
a
a few
couple of
pounds.
tips I learned about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Statistically, if you go to town for breakfast, like people go to town for dinner,
Yeah.
and it is so much harder for your body to come back from that because you're going to sleep, right? So
Yep.
you can never metabolize. But you can almost, like if I'm on a vacation, I have to stay in shape, I'll go to town at breakfast.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day stay good, and your body will be fine. You won't change.
Are you good at making
Yeah.
yourself like go to the gym if you don't want to? Because I found that if I don't have something scheduled, I literally will find a way to not do it.
Well, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't go. But you got to remember, on May 28th, when the movie comes out, I'm on a 40-foot screen, and
Right.
people are, and then I'm like, I really should have gone. So it's total fear.
Have you ever
And
seen
a
yourself?
little bit of, yeah,
And
the first
not like
X-Men.
what you
If
saw?
watch the first X-Men, because I had 3 weeks to prepare for that. There's a scene in the middle of that, which is we shot first, me going down that blue hallway.
Yeah.
Trust me, there is nothing superhero about it. and the
my
director
God.
told me, he didn't tell me at the time, he said, yeah, man, I had to shoot around it. We're shooting up, we're getting a glimpse of
Holy
his
shit,
shoulder.
really?
Nothing. Yeah, I was a little flabby.
Now I'm gonna have to watch that.
Right, and so what he did was he goes, the first scene in the cage, I'm going to shoot that the last day, and you got 4 months, man, to get into shape. And I said, yeah, but people are going to get to the middle of the movie, they're going to see that thing. And he goes, no, that's not how it works. The people's minds.
They'll love you already.
No, they only see the first image. So no one, even people who've seen that movie, remember me in that first image, right, from the cage, and they don't even think about it from that moment on.
That'd be funny. You watch it now and realize you look like John Candy. It's like, wow, he was. Jeez, I never noticed.
They're saying he has to.
Yeah,
leave.
Hugh's got to go.
Of
This
course, he's very busy.
this was great
That's
for
my
us, man.
trainer.
Let's-
feeding him.
All of my work's being undone.
Right, exactly. They're feeding him. Get him out of there.
Hugh never wants to leave. He spent
Yeah.
like 4 hours with us. And he's coming back tomorrow.
He's promoting.
breakfast.
He's promoting Prisoners. It's in
Yes.
theaters this
Yep.
Friday, September the 20th. Of
Great
course,
movie.
Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. The great Terrence Howard, who's amazing, and Melissa Leo. And it's real Hugh Jackman on Twitter. If you want to,
I'm also promoting Cronut, so let's be honest.
Yes, well, of course. You pretty much did a
Thanks,
commercial
Dominic.
for the guy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm not lining up ever again. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the front.
Are you sure not?
No, I'm going to come. I want you to say it now on air. I can come straight to the front of the line. Dominic?
I'm sorry, you can't get
That's what they say at the shop.
That's ridiculous.
I got to tell you, I love
Not
you
even Hugh
more
Jackman.
now. I think that's cool. That's
Damn.
Hey, does he need to promote anything? Because we're going to end here. Everything's good?
Bakery.
Huh?
Dominique Ansel Bakery.
Dominique Ansel.
Yeah, where is it, bro?
Yeah.
189 Spring Street.
189 Spring Street.
Pleasure to meet the Cronut guy. And, of course, Hugh Jackman.
great
My
Hugh
Yes,
God.
the great Hugh Jackman.
Prisoners
Thanks so
in
much,
theaters
man.
Friday. This Friday. It's a great movie, man. I'm
Yes.
telling you, you're going to really like this one. And I hope Hugh Jackman comes back and sees us. That would be wonderful.
Yes.
I think we're done for today.
That would be great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Opie and Anthony have left the building. But Jim Norton is not going anywhere. If you have problems and a phone, it's your lucky day. The Jim Norton Show is next.